There's a lot of great things happening at USA Hockey Arena. There's tons of activity going on, and right now, a lot of good people that help run the American Development Model. That's a certified coaching program endorsed by USA Hockey are here this weekend, and here to talk about it, Joe Bonnett. He's the manager of ADM, or the American Development Model. Joe, thanks for your time. First, put your analyst hat on in the first period. I know you teach skill in the ADM. U18 showing a lot of skill here in the first period.
Well, they're showing a lot of skill, and that's the new face of USA Hockey, what these fans here are seeing. You're seeing aggressive puck pursuit, puck-skilled players that are making a lot of plays and scoring goals and skating up and down the ice. So it's the new brand of hockey, and these kids are executing excellent.
Well, the cool thing I see here at USA Hockey Arena, every hockey weekend, and I counted one weekend between a Friday afternoon and a Sunday night, we might have 40 to 45 different events going on. They're not flashy events, but they're all kids hockey, learn to skate, learn to play, CompuWare youth practices, CompuWare girls practices, and this all has to do, and all of it certified by your ADM, or the American Development Model. Can you talk about the development of ADM?
Well, the ADM has been in place now for 8 or 9 years, and we're really catching ground now, and we're making big strides. It's kind of the new norm now as you travel around the country and you visit rinks. So everything you just described is normal now when you walk into a rink and seeing cross-ice hockey and seeing station-based practices. But the ADM is not anybody's opinion. It's been looked at, it's been studied. A lot of the concepts are based off science and childhood development and growth. And all we're doing is taking basically recommendations from doctors and scientists and child behaviorists and putting those into youth sport. And the thing that we're finding is there's more players are playing, where the retention numbers are up. But really what's important is player satisfaction's up, parent satisfaction is up, and we're developing more players and ultimately to fall in love with the game, but also maybe to play at this level one day.
And kids, let's be honest, and it doesn't matter what level of hockey, if you're not having fun, you're not going to be playing very long, and that's especially true for kids. One of the things I see on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, you shrink the ice. You have barriers up, and maybe a U8 team or even younger, or U10 team, you have to make plays on the ice in a compressed area. That's not necessarily a bad thing, is it?
Well, not at all, and I'll take a step backwards. We use the analogy, when you go to Disney World or Cedar Point, do you want to stand in line or do you want to ride the roller coasters? And really what the ADM is, we're getting the kids active. They're riding the rides, they're involved. And not only are their skill sets and repetitions increased, and not only are they handling the puck and shooting the puck a lot, what's more important is their brain activity. So their pattern of recognition. The kids now are seeing the game in those small areas and having to make decisions, A, B, or C, and get their heads up and play with their game, or play hockey with their heads up. And that's really important. And really that skill then translates as the kids get older.
And we've seen it. We have a brand new U17 team being picked here this weekend. And the first scrimmage was this afternoon. And these are 2001 birthdays, meaning they're 15-year-old kids. And even though they're going to high school in terms of schooling, their skill level is pretty impressive.
I tell you what, I coached college hockey 3 years ago, and standing on that bench now with these kids, the game has changed. The pace, again, their hockey IQ, their skill ability, the things that these kids are bringing to the table, and really the style of the game, how skilled they are, and how fast they're playing. It's something special, and again, that's the new face of USA Hockey, and that's what we're excited about.
So we've talked about kids having fun in the game. How about you as a coach or other coaches? I guess if you're not having fun, you're not going to be doing it very long as well. But I know all of you have a real passion for the game, but you have to have fun while teaching as well, right?
I think it's the greatest job in the world because it keeps us tied with the game. It does take us down to the grassroots, so we are dealing with youth hockey, but then we also get special projects such as this, or maybe something with the Red Wings, or traveling to Finland to watch how the Finns develop hockey, and it keeps you going. So our entire staff, we all have a lot of passion. We have a lot of camaraderie. We get to do great things every day. And it's kind of interesting because most places in the country now are embracing it, and people are welcoming us into their rink for the new knowledge and the new thing. What's also interesting is Tom Rennie just gave a new interview this week. I don't know if you're familiar with it. He's the CEO of Hockey Canada, and they are set to mandate 8U cross-ice hockey throughout the entire country of Canada. So personally, for me, from a professional standpoint, I'm bummed out because that's going to help their country. But even the Canadians now are mandating it, and they understand and they see the value in it, and they're getting on board.
But you know what? You see it in the business world all the time. The concept called best practices. So, and it's often been said that coaches kind of copy off one another. So maybe this is a copy, maybe a best practice, but it raises the game in a lot of ways. And obviously, we're pulling for the USA, and we have passion for USA hockey. But you see other countries, other companies, if you will, doing some of the same things. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not, and again, we feel we're leaders in youth hockey, and when you see things like that, or if you see in Russia, they cookie cutter the national team development program for their country, and you see things like that, we know we're setting the standard high. The number one thing, though, that we care about, and I think that's proven correctly for us, is that we're making decisions based on the kids. It's not about one single coach. It's not about a program. It's really about kids. So, the offsides rule, the checking, pushing back checking, that's really helped us in terms of concussions and creating more skilled players. Those decisions have really paid off well for us and have really added to our experience.
And, Joe, this is not just restricted to the elite hockey players. I mean, I see figure skaters and skaters of all levels using the methods of the ADM. I see maybe players that are just out to have fun into the same thing. So it's not just restricted to the elite players that we might see on the ice here.
Well, absolutely not. This is, again, grassroots up. But the one thing we do stress with it is we feel passionately that the ADM and small area games and station-based practices even help the best players. And that's what some people don't understand. It helps all the players, but it even helps the best players because now the best players are required to do more with their skill set. And it was interesting watching the kids try out today. Normally the defensemen are poor skaters or the weaker skaters, and all 6 defensemen, or actually all 12 defensemen on both teams, sure could skate, sure could handle the puck, sure could make a first pass with their head up, and that was nice to see.
Joe, we'll switch gears a little bit. USA Hockey purchased this property 2 years ago. What's your opinion of this building now and the property? I'm sure you were here before.
Well, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And in fact, just pulling up today and seeing the outside and seeing the restaurant, seeing the colors and the graphics, and seeing what a nice job that they've done renovating this. It's a special place, and it's our home base, which we're very proud of. And then seeing the new additions that they put on the back, I think it's really come together well. It's a professional atmosphere, and it's something that we can call home.
Joe Bonnett, the manager of the American Development Model. 30 seconds. Anything else you want to stress in talking about the ADM?
No, other than just the fact that we feel strongly with young kids that it's important to stress development over playing games. And to be more concerned with your kids' development. And if you're a parent looking for a good hockey program, that not only do you want to have good coaches and good practices, you want to have good off-ice, and you want to make sure that your kid is in a organization that they can reach their full potential.
Joe Bonnett, thanks for your time. Thanks for your passion. Thank you for your expertise. It's terrific. Nice to chat with you. Hope we can do it again.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks for having me on.
Joe Bonnett, the manager of what's called the ADM, the American Development Model. And it's helping make outstanding hockey players at all levels here at USA Hockey.